Right on schedule.
Yeah. Because we definitely have one of those.
Dude, I'm kind of a little bit worried now. Because I've never forgotten that many things at the same time.
Somehow
Hey guys, how are we doing today? In the same day? That's like 2 things.
Yeah, that's so many, dude.
So we're recording this episode a little bit later than we initially anticipated. Might be running a little bit of a tight shift.
Because Jake's got early onset dementia.
It was... Yeah, I just don't remember an entire conversation. 2 entirely separate conversations that happened at completely different times. I forgot both of them. And so...
It's not the first time.
I come out, podcast is all set up, and I'm like, oh, geez, what are we doing?
That thing that we do every week, we're still doing that?
I think it was because today's Sunday, and I'm not used to doing it on a Sunday. I like doing it. We should do it on Sundays, because then it feels like a beginning of the week type of thing. But,
well, if we're doing the instant turnarounds, it just
makes sense.
Works the best on Sunday.
And then
we're
Monday.
always both off on Sunday. Or, well,
we're...
You probably don't work, at least, until later.
Yeah.
You also forget when we're going to the gym, and I think you just don't actually actively listen to anything.
No, I do, but it just... Well, maybe. It goes in, for sure.
And then comes right back out.
No, it does like a little loop-de-loop, and sometimes I think when I ask people questions, I had so much fun asking the first question that I just immediately start thinking about like the next question I can ask them, and I don't listen to the answer that they tell me. I do that at work a lot too. I realize like I'll be like, "Did you run that food?" And then like I start talking about something else. And I was like, "Did you run the food?" They're like, "Yes." It's like, "Oh, cool, thanks." Like,
so you don't actively listen to what
dude, it's so bad. It's so freaking bad. I need to start putting things in like a memo, or like get in the habit of checking my memo once I do that.
Or just actively commit it to memory and think.
It's so hard.
Like repeat it out loud to yourself.
I need to get like a buzzer or something that I can...
Yeah, some kind of dog training mechanism or something.
Because, dude, that's the kind of thing... I remember my mom always getting so mad at my dad for doing that kind of shit. And now they're divorced, so I don't want... So I need to nip this in the bud real quick, because... Yeah.
I'll get to that. Yeah, I'll do that.
And it's not even that. It's not even like, oh, it's like, I fully believe that I was like, absolutely, I'll get that done.
In that moment.
It's just the fact that I forget what I'm supposed, like when I know I'm supposed to do something, I do it, right? I would have been here 10 minutes early.
No.
I would have set up the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's just it completely spaced that we were doing it, you know? I'm not a bad person. I'm just sometimes a little forgetful.
You only think in the context of like the immediate 10 minutes that you're living in.
No, I'd say maybe like 15, 20.
So yeah, I feel like I live into fucking like a whole week's worth. I'm always thinking about like what I have to get done during the week. Like I have to.
You gotta live in the moment, dude.
I have to clean. I have to do laundry on this day because that's what.
I don't do that shit.
Run out of underwear. Then I gotta do. You know, we gotta record the podcast.
I can't keep track of that many things.
You gotta write every day. I don't know. It's not even like I'm trying to keep track of it. I think that's just how my brain works. I'm just constantly thinking about the things, the checklist that I have running all the time.
See, I'm really good at not finishing my checklist, but I do the thing where I just make it way too long to begin with. Like,
or you just don't even have one.
Exactly. It's one of the other. And then I just try and fit everything in this one day. Obviously don't get everything done.
And then the memories start coming in like one after the other. Fuck, I gotta do laundry. Fuck, I gotta wash my sheets. Fuck,
literally, it's literally like it comes in. It comes in one at a time. It's like I have to dodge each bullet as it comes. It's not like I know how many things are gonna come. It's just like I take it one at a time. Because yeah, that's just how my brain works. I don't know. It's a miracle I don't forget more shit while I'm serving people. Like there'll be times where I just like walk by a ketchup bottle and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to grab that. And that's literally all the foresight that like I have in a lot of things. It's kind of cool how it works out sometimes. It's kind of like a miracle. I like to think of it as I'm a living embodiment of, you know, a miracle. Like My life's just put together.
That's great as long as I'm not involved in it. Fantastic, bro. Happy for you until it involves me.
Until it starts affecting your life. I'm sorry, dude.
You show up at the gym an hour early because you...
At least it was an hour early, not an hour late.
Convinced that I had said noon instead of what I actually
said. And then not checking the
schedule that is right.
We have these systems in place to help me. It's just I forget to check in on them. Yeah, like I should set reminders on my phone. I should do all these things, and it's just not important to me.
Clearly not.
But that being said, here we are recording the podcast, and it's good to see you. It's good to see you.
We got a basketball game to watch too. We barely made it in time to finish this before that.
I'm so pissed off that that's today because I was in the middle of a great writing session. I'll be honest. It's fine.
Should have planned your day out better.
Should have planned my day out.
Period. Yeah.
I was gonna wash my sheets today too. I guess I can do that during the basketball game.
Ruin my experience for sure.
Washing my sheets?
I gotta listen to the fucking washer humming in the background while I'm watching Luka drop 50.
Watching Luka fucking lose a game 7?
Hey, if he drops 50, I don't care.
You don't care if he drops 50 and then if he's out of that.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Mavs either way. I'd love to see him go on, but I don't think they'd make it out of the second round probably. So
yeah, just like last year. Don't even get me started on when I actually watched the playoffs. That was the first
round again, but sure.
Huh?
That was the first round, but yeah, sure.
What do you mean?
That was the first round was Clippers Mavs last year. Too.
Yeah, and they won.
Lost. No, they lost.
Or no, I was thinking about the Nuggets versus Clippers last year. When the Nuggets beat
came back from 3-1.
Yep. Yeah, and then they lost the very next round to the Lakers. The Clippers would have won that. Clippers would have won it all.
Yeah, I'm sure. Choke a 3-1 series lead, but if they wouldn't have done that, then they definitely would have won. That's only
happened like how many times in the history of the world? Like a dozen or something.
I don't know, dude. I think the ancient Roman centurions lost a 3-1 series. They got it
dude, I remember that was a statistic. Like that only happened like a handful of times ever in any sport.
It's only happened once in the finals. And I don't remember what but yeah.
No, it's like
definitely not a common thing.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty cool.
Clippers are part of history, dude. I know. They choked a 3-1 lead.
Or maybe it was the Nuggets that the Nuggets came back from two separate. They did
it twice. That was probably the first time ever.
Yeah. And this, yeah. Yep.
Yep. Basketball guy here.
I was there for that
Basketball guy alert.
Well, dude, sorry I didn't have much time when this one came around. I wouldn't have signed up for this class if I would known my clips were going to be in the basketball series.
Didn't have much time. Bullshit.
What do you mean, bro?
You don't prioritize your team, bro. It makes you a non-fan.
I prioritize them in my heart.
You think the people out there who are, we put out a video, that's an instant click. They just give up an hour as soon as we post because
I like to think of it.
They got to see what we cooked up this week.
I don't think that they're giving up an hour. I'd like to think that they're finally getting an hour that they enjoy.
Well, in any case, they are consuming an hour.
Yeah.
Of the people that do that, there are probably 0. But one day when those people are around...
Damn, bro. Don't sell us short. We got half a person out there probably.
Well, last time it came out at midnight, so I don't know anybody who's...
Their
notification ding wakes him up that we posted, and it's just...
We should do a countdown on our Instagram. New episode in 3 hours. But it's for like...
It's at midnight.
It's for 4 a.m. or though. Yeah.
Set your alarms, people.
Share this to your story if you love me. That kind of thing. You can set it for another time though, right? Like...
yeah, I mean, it could be at any time.
You should do it for like 12:35.
Okay.
That way, when people are up at midnight and all their new videos are coming out,
ours is a little later.
They'll get all those ones out of the way, and then, once 12:35 comes around and no videos are being posted, boom. There we are.
Foolproof.
Why didn't we do that sooner? Couldn't tell you.
Just absolute genius plan there.
We did
Our
get
13 subscribers will be fucking frothing at the mouth at 12:35 when that drops.
Frothing. Ew, don't froth on me. Sorry, I just had to stretch real quick.
What do you got against froth, bro? You probably frothed the fucking 100 drinks when you worked at Scooters.
100? That's your best estimate when I worked there for 9 months?
You probably frothed the shit out of that place.
I did, bro. It was more than 100, though.
Hot and frothy.
Probably frothed 3
million.
Yeah. I thought I frothed 3 million espresso drinks. Whole milk, I'm your man. Skim milk, I'm your man too. Coconut milk, get that shit out of my face. You know what I'm talking about.
Damn, bro, you're gonna go against the intolerant people?
You never had to froth coconut milk, dude. If you're intolerant, go
drink some water, pussy.
Yeah, I'll froth some water for you. Or oat milk. Oat milk's fun to froth. But coconut milk? Coca gag me.
What's the frothiest?
Heavy whipping cream.
Is it like splurt all over you when you're frothing it and you're just like laughing like, oh my god,
licking my lips?
It's frothing everywhere.
No, the heavy whipping cream is so thick that it just like, and it's like a solid in there, just, and then it just like all grows at once
till it explodes.
No, it doesn't explode because you turn off the frother, but it expands so much.
You blue ball it.
Oh yeah.
You don't want that thing exploding.
That's where the flavor comes from, is the blue ball. And you freaking scoop it out with your bare hands into their drink. And then you...
Damn, how much cream are you frothing here, bro? It's a lot of cream.
Lots of cream, dude.
That sounds like
lots
too much.
Of cream. Is there such a thing? Too much cream? I don't think there is. And you shape it up like a snow cone. You say...
Maybe squeeze a little bit so it squishes through your fingers.
Rub it through your fingers a little bit like that.
Yeah, give it the taste test.
Sprinkle it on some French fries.
I didn't know you guys served this. Now that's frothy.
That's cream.
Now that is some frothy cream.
Hey Joe, come test out this froth, huh? Oh no.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, dude. Oh, no. Just drop it.
But that's my Sunday. Well, parts of it.
Froth,
cream. Froth and cream. Caffeine. I had a little bit of caffeine while I was working there. Coffee shop. Formed a little bit of an addiction. Healthy amount of an addiction, I'd say. That's pretty cool.
You're gonna carry that forward through the rest of your life.
I could nip it if it was forced upon
me. If you
me.
wanted to.
I would just never.
I just don't want to. Addiction's part of or like a theme in the book I'm writing for one of the characters anyway.
Ditching?
Well, like just being addicted.
Addiction.
Yeah, addiction to something in general. And he's an alcoholic, but like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to write about because, well, I've definitely been addicted to different things. Yeah, like, I mean, you can get addicted to literally anything, but, and it's fun to write like a, like a good, excuse to get around it for somebody, you know, like how this person's like, I'm not addicted to it.
How he's, yeah, some crazy thing, like, you know, if it wasn't Tuesday, it's just, Tuesdays were always my favorite day, and actually one time I tried something, you know, just live.
If it was a problem, I would know, you know, I'd be the first to know if it was a problem. It's not a problem, I just like doing it all the time, okay?
I just
Get
like
off my back, bro, jeez.
Damn, bro, just likes his drinky drink. I'm right there with him, dude. I love it. Love the drink. But it's not the best thing for you.
You sure? I don't know, dude. I think scientists are coming around.
They're like, this shit's good, dude.
You know what? Cigarettes and alcohol, pretty fly.
Well, we've known that cigarettes have been good for ages.
Since they're like, sure, maybe it's not the best for your lungs, but
If you felt
you're
that shit
a pussy
in
if
your...
you don't do it. So what's worse, being a little bitch or smoking some fly cigarettes?
That shit feels good, too. It feels good. Except for in your throat after you smoke them. Or, like, your skin kind of feels grainy. I think that's I think that's what I've read about it.
Rub it off, you get a little grit between your fingers, you feel like a man.
Yeah, dude. By the time you got your hands dirty doing something, you do good for nothing millennials.
Get a little gritty.
Get a little sassy.
A little frothy.
A little creamy.
That's the holy grail, man. We're all just trying to get all those things in life.
We're just trying to get some grit, get some froth.
Cream.
I've been getting my grit from the wrong places as of recent. And you don't want the wrong kind of grit.
How gritty would you think that you are? Would you say you're...
In the moment?
Out of 10. No, just in general. How gritty are you?
Feel like this really says a lot about a person. How gritty they feel they are. Dude, probably like a fucking 2, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
probably like a
I don't think I'm very gritty.
I don't think I'm very gritty
like
at all.
3.
Oh, you had to one up me? You are not more gritty than I am, dude. If anything, I'm a 3. If anything, I'm a 3 and you're a 2. Fucking. What do you got going for you that makes you more gritty, dude? Grit. Mr. Punctual.
My grit, bro.
It's like your drip. Like your grit. That boy gritting. He's gritting.
Grit.
Look at that grit.
Grit is greater than drip, okay. You can dress fly, but if you don't got the grit, then
if you don't got the grit to go with it, if you ain't got the grit to go with it, grit with it, then sit. Sit down. Let the big boys clown around.
I feel like we're definitely lacking in grit, like our society.
Overall. Well, that's...
Grittiness, we used to be gritty as fuck.
Dude, back in not my day, but like before my time.
Way before that?
Dude, grit was like, people just had pocketfuls of grit, Pocketful. I almost think that, there comes a little too much grit. So then World War II happened. So that was fine.
Well, we were gritty because of the Dust Bowl, The dust was blowing into your pores.
That's
making
true.
you gritty.
That's true.
And obviously the emotional trauma of those situations, made you a little grittier.
Yeah, or like, not...
But then those guys got to take their grit out on, some fucking pansy-ass Nazis.
Yeah, brought it down to a nice level. But then it's just like... I don't know.
And the grit's steadily decreased.
Maybe we need a second Dust Bowl coming around, dude. People keep talking about it's like a Ice Age or something. Depression. Yeah, that would
grit would go through the roof,
dude. I would put all my stock money in grits, dude. We were on the same page. I put all my money, bro.
Everything else would be in the tank, but
grit to the moon.
To the moon, bro.
Buy and hold. Buy and hold your grit. You ever had grits before? Those things fucking are gritty. That's how you could raise your grit.
Eating grits?
Grits, yeah.
No, I have not.
Are
they actually gritty?
They're shitty as fuck. They're the worst. Really? They're the worst.
What are they?
It's ground up cornmeal.
Oh.
I think. And you put... I don't know. You can put like cheese and bacon in them. You have like a cheese and bacon mush. Or you can put like honey in there. And then you have a honey flavored mush. It's just mush.
I remember my aunt one time ordered chicken gizzards, and that sounded pretty gritty.
That's pretty fucking
gritty. So if you
gritty.
could get like some chicken gizzards and grits, that'd just be a gritty ass meal right there.
Come get your gizzards and gits. That's like a pork and beans, but like it comes in a can.
Grits sounds like they're like serving you a bowl of gravel, and that you're just like expected to eat that. In the spittoon.
A 6-year-old. Now he has a tobacco addiction because that's
dude,
how gritty he is.
See, that was back when, there were 10-year-olds smoking like a pack a day.
That was my favorite time.
That kid grows up to be a gritty motherfucker. Like,
that kid knows what grit is.
Now we're not allowed to drink juice or something.
Now we live past 65.
This kid isn't going to hit a 2 out of 10 for grit by the time he's 80 years old.
Dude, that guy won't even know the definition until his grandpa dies, Then he's like, oh, there was the last remaining grit in my life.
Yep.
Because there ain't none left. None.
Like cigarettes, bad for your health, great for your grit.
Let's be honest.
Those are gritty.
What's more important? Like, really, what's more important?
Juuls, not at all.
Dude, Juul...
Take the gritty,
talk about pussy shit.
They take the grittiness right out of it. So.
Now you're just addicted.
No grit,
you're
bro.
just
This is a nicotine addiction, okay? You don't get any grit out of that.
It ain't cool to have a nicotine addiction. It's cool as fuck to be gritty. You can roll around in the dirt, too. Just instead of showering that's the thing that did it. Everyone has running water.
Nicotine addiction says, I'm weak, I don't have a strong disposition to like
anything
to overcome anything.
Right.
But cigarette addiction says I am actively killing myself every time I smoke one of these, and I smoke 20 of them every day. So
that's how gritty I am.
Yeah.
So try me.
So let's hear about grit now. Okay.
You want to talk to my manager? How about I just go shove a knife in my thigh? Do you want me to do that? Because I don't care.
That's pretty gritty.
I'll do it. I'll flip right now. That's how gritty I am.
We gotta bring back the grit, bro. Make America gritty again.
The great grit of 2021. The grit, bro.
How do we bring that back to the people?
We should rename our country Great Britain.
The gritty states of Amerigrit.
Amerigrit? Dude, that sounds like a bank. Amerigrit? People can store their grit in Amerigrit.
That sounds like a gravel company.
Amerigrit.
Damn. Hey, nobody steal our ideas.
Yeah, okay? Get away from our ideas.
We gotta
bro.
stop.
These ones are hard.
Like patent-worthy fucking material.
We gotta make a rule number 1. Quit dropping $1 million ideas.
Amerigrit? Are you kidding, dude? That's a gravel company waiting to happen.
Amerigrit, dude. They could have we could have logos. We wouldn't make them because we've seen how that worked for us in the past, but we would have one. We would have a logo. Amerigrit.
Just a gravel field. We should start farming gravel instead of crops. Where you just dump rocks and shit on a field and then
you
roll over it with like a bulldozer. Fucking grit that.
No. That's pussy. You have to let it naturally weather. So you have to put it in a really terraneous area so that nature just shits on the. Maybe you have some rams.
Makes it real gritty.
You have some rams.
Oh, let some animals walk over. Yeah. Shit on it.
They're fighting each other on these gravel pits. We can make money off of the animals fighting too. And then after it's aged properly, or hey, this was a 2017 Rampede on top of this thing. It's like a stampede, both rams.
Hell yeah, dude.
Rampede, bro. Are you serious?
A bunch of ram trucks driving over it in a big line.
Yeah, dude. It's organic because we have rednecks doing it instead of people.
Yeah, we live the perfect place for that.
Dude, that would be so grainy. Oh, maybe go sour if it was a bunch of rednecks. I don't know.
That might be too much grit.
And then
the Great Plains, we could replace them with the Great Grit. Just all gravel, fucking
the grit
rocks,
plains. The grit plains.
Shattered stones and all that, dude.
We don't even have houses anymore. We live inside of rocks. Inside of rocks. We hollow out
giant boulders.
Large boulders. I'm talking 40 square foot boulders that you just carve out. That's a room,
If you just turned off the internet tomorrow, our grit would be twofold.
It's
after a week,
absolutely,
tenfold.
Absolutely, dude.
Grittiness would just fucking skyrocket.
Turn off the power grids, bro. Overnight.
That'd be tenfold.
Overnight.
A week, 100-fold with no power.
Shit, maybe the week would die.
They would.
And they would be the most grittiest they'd ever been.
They would make the grit even grittier with their dead bodies decomposing on it.
Dude, you would have to live with
on top of stacks and stacks of dead bodies.
Yeah. with your loved ones underneath you, eyeing you, even though there's
People
no
who
soul
just
left in
withered
them.
away with no power, no internet.
Yeah.
Because we got no grit, okay? It would kill everybody.
This is not our fault. It's on you guys. You don't have the grit, okay? This is your fault.
You take away my power, my internet.
I'll take
I'm out
away
there
your
with
life.
a spear in my hand tomorrow. Tomorrow. Hunting down wild animals, okay?
Hunting down wild people, bro.
Feral people.
The people who already went crazy, bro? Yeah, absolutely. Stab them in the rib cage, not yours.
I'm finding a source of food within 24 hours. If that's another human being, because they weren't gritty enough.
Oh, absolutely. The grit pits. We'll have people fighting for who has the best grit. And that's how we elect leaders.
That would be the grit-a-sons.
The grit-a-sons. Dude, that could be our yearly thing.
Like the Renaissance, but better. That's the slogan. That's the tagline.
And then you have, people who excel at the grit. People who are...
I think a lot of people who think they wouldn't. They think they'd be gritty. But then, it comes down to brass tacks. You're out there, with a loincloth on, hand-to-hand combat to the death with another human being. Turns out you weren't that gritty, okay?
You really have to be anointed with the grit. It's not something that everybody has.
It's earned.
Yeah.
It's nothing given, only earned.
It's like the blood in your soul. Is it there or is it not? That's the grit. That's up for you to decide.
And then, we got, once we, rebuild some semblance of society, we got the Olymp grits, McGriddles. once we get things turning again, we weed out the weak,
the classic golden arches. McGriddles.
Wall grits.
I'll go buy a grit 150 from my favorite grit dealer.
You can only buy raw meat at the store, just a million kinds of gravel and grit.
We get rid of half of the nouns in the English language and replace them with the word grit.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
And a third of the verbs too.
Dude, just put...
I'm gonna grit you so fucking hard. You don't know what's gritting for you.
You'd be working at Gritters, gritting somebody's drink.
You won't be frothing cream anymore. You'll be frothing your grit, dude. Grit. You'll be gritting grit.
Did you want that grit gritted?
No thanks, gritted.
I'll just do gritted.
Hey there, welcome to Gritters. Can I interest you in a grit? Grit? Grit. This is how they came up with that fucking character from Marvel, dude.
And they pull up at the window and you shoot him in the head.
Grit.
Get us in the White House,
man. Dude. Somebody get me on the phone.
Give me the grit out.
Fucking... You'd be our first grit president.
The party name's just Grit.
You might have to write him in 2024, but if you just put grit in your fucking voting ballot, dude. Fucking grit 2024.
I'm voting grit 2024.
That's the slogan. I'm voting grit.
Dude, that's perfect.
We could get flags, banners. Hashtag grit 2024. I'm voting grit.
I like grit.
Grit.
Somebody grit me. Oh my god.
Somebody get this man a grit. God damn.
And we said we were going to stop dropping $1 million ideas on the podcast. Then we drop a Billy on them. It's a billion grit idea right there.
No, that's just like, that changes the way that humans think. There's no more currency. There's no more war. There's only grit. There's only grit, dude. The one society that everybody can get behind.
If there's ever a way to unite the whole world under one flag, dude, it's grit.
I've never heard of a better idea in my lifetime.
Definitely never.
Who do we gotta pitch this to? You know, hey, the way we're running the world right now, not saying it's awful, but I could see it, you know.
There's just no grit out there, man.
There's mad potential for the grit. Okay. But then you run into the grisifists.
The grit haters.
Yeah. You know, people who try to normalize hating grit. And that's just bigotry right there.
What's the opposite of grit? Smooth?
No.
The smooths?
It's kind of just like what's like you would define like a weak, like soft-edged person, like you know, like they want to, they don't want to ruffle any feathers. They don't like
the blobs. Blobs versus
grits. Dude, blobs versus grits. You'll have a fucking a blobbers right across the street from the McFritters.
Fuck no, maybe dude. For a day and then I'll burn it down.
Yeah, dude, that fucking. Maybe that's how it all started. War.
Now we're right back where we started. Now there's two factions. No, we need, you know,
we gotta.
If you can't unite under the flag of grit,
unite or die. Grit or die.
It ain't looking good for you. Okay, we just rewrote the American Constitution pretty much.
The American Gritstitution.
Literally. It's time to turn things up a notch, okay? People got too complacent.
Turn things up a notch.
Up a grit. All right.
Grit things up a grit.
Time to grit grits, grit.
It's time to grit.
Well, we got a lot of content of that, dude. That was just a gift that kept on giving.
This is my 2 weeks notice, okay? I grit
for the podcast. No.
No, I just thought of that and I wanted to say that.
I grit. Wow.
We did get a lot of content out of that. And a new perspective on life.
Honestly.
I don't know which one's more important, I'll be honest. They're both very valuable.
I'm going to live for a grittier life from here on out, I think.
I'm going to try to.
I'm going to strive to.
I'm going to do a weekly recount of how much grit I feel like I am. Because that's a good introspective question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how gritty was I today? You know?
How gritty are you at all? Well, maybe you should measure it by day. Because I feel like
day by day,
the world as it is,
always changing,
currently doesn't really allow you to be that gritty, you know.
Which is why it's all the more, you know, invaluable in this moment in our time.
To be gritty. You know, like pre-World War I America. Like the America in Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, like that's some grit. You know, you gotta be gritty to live in those towns and be a cowboy and shit. You might get shot at any given moment.
You're always robbing banks.
But it's just a steady... It's like, you know, we've had an aversion to grittiness. Like, we've steadily been working towards being as non-gritty as possible.
Yeah, whose agenda was that?
I don't know, dude. Maybe that's just society in general. Like, society doesn't
The Freemasons?
Goddamn Freemasons, bro. Fuck them. I knew they were up to something.
Dude, they were the ones who didn't like so much grit, bro. People lose their grit, Freemasons get all their power, dude. They made an entire generation of blobs, dude. An entire generation of them.
We all know how I feel about blobs.
I can't stand them. But then I look in the mirror, and sometimes I see one. So, Not saying
it's the constant battle these days.
Not saying it's easy, you know. I'm not even saying it's right. But it's the fight I'm choosing to take. So good. By golly, I'm fucking doing it.
Takes grit to do that, you know.
Dude, that was like the real way to use that word. I didn't like that at all. Takes some real grit getting out there like that.
To choose the path that you know is right, even when everyone says it's wrong.
Grit is what you do when no one's watching.
Or maybe we're grittier than we think, but that just the necessity of grit, or like the threshold of being gritty has changed a lot over the last 100 years. Because now, just like going against the status quo, you could potentially consider gritty. Because, there's nowhere we could move in America that, I'm out there riding a horse and fucking capping people with a 6-shooter without going to prison immediately and then getting executed. So,
there's like
the allowance of grit in the whole country is just way low. So then it's like, new ways of being gritty had to emerge to replace, the Wild West type of grittiness that we had, in the First World War, and then
that's
poor grittiness we had in World War II.
That's a dramatic change. Like, let's go back to like even the 80s though. Like there's a reason Michael Jordan's the best basketball player to ever live. It's the grit, dude. You're trying
to. That was the 90s, but yeah.
I'm talking before that, dude. When he was fucking 8.
Just a kid.
There's a reason he's the best basketball player to ever live, and LeBron James doesn't hold a pickle to him.
He's a blob.
LeBron James is a little blob, dude. A literal blob. You want to see a picture of a blob? Type in LeBron James.
Michael Jordan, grit. Gritty as fuck.
There's a reason he's got the shoe.
I mean, the NBA back then was pretty gritty, bro. You could literally punch somebody in the face.
That's what I'm saying,
then
dude.
you just get, kicked out. You wouldn't even get suspended, probably.
You didn't have to pay up money, probably.
There's Ron Artest climbed into the stands and fucking haymakered a fan just because he threw some water on him.
No way! Damn, Ron Martez, you're fucking crazy.
He was gritty, dude.
Dude, yeah, maybe it's good to have so much grit. I don't want to get
that fan's pretty gritty for throwing something at a professional basketball player and then just standing there while he's climbing over the stands to come attack him. Like, let's go then.
Let's go then, Ron Howard. Yeah, you can't do that shit these days, can you?
No.
Let's go, Dwayne Wade. Come and punch me in my face, Dwayne Wade. Punch me in my face.
You'd get arrested and banned for life.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. You don't even get a chance to take a roundhouse, take a roundhouse kick at him.
It was if you could take a haymaker from an NBA player, that's pretty gritty.
Who would you choose to take a haymaker from? Any player in the NFL.
I would obviously try to choose the weakest, smallest player. In the
dude, if I got punched by LeBron James, then just the star power that alone,
your jaw broken.
Yeah, well, definitely.
I'd probably choose.
You'd get your jaw broken if anybody just had a free shot at your face, dude.
Unless maybe
if they weigh more than 150
one or
pounds.
two NBA players out there that I could have a chance against. I'd
lose,
but
and you're not just standing there too. You're having a tussle with the guy.
You're in a fight with him. I'd probably pick a.
Or if Steph Curry
and they're all so much bigger than they even seem on the TV because they're up with only other guys that are 6'6" plus.
Dude, I feel like Steph Curry would just apologize to you. Dude.
If he actually fought you, I'd be like, he could kick your ass.
Oh, absolutely. But afterward, he would be like a nice Christian guy about it.
I'm thinking I don't know. I think it's Fernando Campazzo. I don't know. Something Campazzo on the Nuggets. He's a little guy, little point guard. He's not very big, so it's maybe I'd have a chance to stand up.
You're comparing it on size alone? Dude, it's not... It's the motion of the ocean, bro.
I mean, no matter what my motion of my ocean is, if LeBron James punched me in the face, I'd be dead, probably. So
that would be cool, dying from LeBron James.
Giannis, fucking one swing, and he could literally probably knock my head off my body.
That's the way to go, dude. You want to talk about grit?
I have to pick the littlest guy that I...
You want to talk about grit? Dude, You're being such a blob right now, bro. Your grit levels would go out the roof.
Take a punch from Giannis Antetokounmpo and get killed in the process. That makes me gritty.
Dude, sacrifice is what this life's about. I think. I mean, I don't really.
At least in the current moment, I think it is.
I don't really know for sure. I mean, but that sounds good in this context. I'd die for some grit right now. I'd die to give my grit. I fight daily to give my grit.
Do it then. What's stopping you?
Here I lay me down to sleep. All this grit.
Pray the Lord my grit to keep.
I'll never keep.
What's stopping you then? You just go start fighting people.
Pray the grit, my grit to grit. It's the man, dude. Fucking. It's the Freemasons.
Damn blobs and the blues and the badges, fucking driving around with their guns, thinking that makes them gritty. Hell no, bro. They wouldn't fight me 1v1, guaranteed.
Damn, bro.
Like in End of Watch when he fights, when he just straight fist fights that guy.
That was badass.
That's gritty.
That's grit as fuck.
No,
and then he takes him to jail, didn't he? Yeah, he took him to jail.
Yeah, because he beat his ass.
He beat his ass. I've never been in a fight before my entire life. Maybe that's why I don't. I'm kind of scared, honestly. Well, dude, we should fight each other. Get it out of the way. Our grit levels would both rise. Nice, healthy amount of testosterone.
We should just go start playing pickup again and wait for the right group to roll up, and then we.
What's up, bitch?
In a 2v2, things just get heated, and then we just brawl it out.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I just my hamstring has been a little bit acting up, so maybe next summer when I'm healthy.
You would be able to deliver those roundhouse kicks you usually do.
I'm always doing that noise when I fight too. They're like
zero fights that you had.
And then again. Like a boss fight, you know exactly what he's gonna do. I would be a boss fight too. I'm fucking difficult to beat.
Do you think so?
Undefeated.
You think you could put up a good fight in a fist fight?
I really do. Well, because I get pissed. Like, you know how pissed I get. Or, yeah, I get pissed. I mean, that would either work to my advantage.
If the other person was trained in fighting at all, it would definitely be your disadvantage. But
I'm assuming
if they were equal skill level as you, it might work out in your favor.
It's like the dark side of the force, dude. I'm fucking...
Pretty much. Yeah, you just tap into your rage.
It's not... Yeah, it's just all of a sudden, like, my body is just twice as effective. My mind is not even in control anymore, but I could fucking...
You're just wailing at somebody.
I could shatter someone's tibia or something, bro.
Jeez.
Shatter it. I'll probably go for that too. Wouldn't even try and punch him. I fucking take his leg and I just...
I'm sure he just let that happen. He's got my tibia.
No, he's gonna shatter my tibia. He's gonna shatter it.
Explodes.
Come here. I said I'm a boss fight, dude. Help! Somebody help me!
They call him the tibia taker.
The tibulator.
Damn, bro, that'd be scary.
Oh no, yo. It's the tibulator.
You actually go play some ball right now? No, dude, tibulator's always there at this time. You gotta steer clear.
Sorry, it's Tib. I can't. Mr. Tib, with the grit? No way. Hell no, dude. You're out your mind if you think I'm going to Tibulator. If I'm going to Tibuland. What would you do?
In a fight? Probably just try to win. I don't think I'd try. I'd try to ruin anybody's life or like
how fucking original.
Paralyze them or anything.
How original, dude. Try to win.
Is it still gritty if you like have like a baton and behind you that they don't see before the fight starts?
No, dude. Now you're just like a blob.
Pull out like a 45 and fucking blast him.
You just blast them. Blast them. Now you're just another blob, dude.
Pull out your 9mm. Is that not gritty anymore?
No, dude. If you had a 6-shooter and you fucking had a holster and if it was showing the whole time,
break a branch off a tree that has a beehive on it and beat him to death with that.
The beehive on it? Dude, that's like some like backyard basketball type shit, I feel like.
Break a branch off with your bare hands and smash him with a beehive.
The beehive is like an accessory you have to purchase. It's like increases your damage by like +2 or something.
That's like poison damage.
Yeah.
Afterward.
And he's like, ugh. After you hit him, it's like a 3-second thing. 3-second.
Only
effect.
one use though, so you gotta make sure you use it wisely.
And his speed is reduced by two throughout the whole fight because he's so sticky from all the honey.
Swollen.
From all the honey. He's also allergic, so it's like a.
No, that'd be just like a
+10 damage to nerds. +10 damage to nerd type.
Instantly.
Yeah. And you don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, that's right. Don't swipe at me on my next drive to the He just dies.
Stay out of my life, 4 eyes.
Goes into anaphylactic shock.
Good thing I brought my epi. Oh, so you thought my EpiPen.
Just put it in myself because it makes me feel fucking crazy.
And you go up to him and you make a bunch of funny faces as he's dying. What's up, bitch? What's up, bitch?
Damn, bro.
Fucking nerd.
No, that's too far.
Shit,
that's not
bro.
gritty, bro. That's just gloating.
Okay, that's too much, Mr. Filibuster. Or not filibuster. Femur shatter.
The tibulator.
The tibulator. Filibuster. Femur buster and tibulator.
You should... Dude, I don't want to bust people's femurs. That's even worse than the tibula.
I'll be femur buster and you can be tibulator then. Just people's legs.
Just be both. Yeah, you're just
people's fibulaster and tibia. All right,
the leg obliterator. You just fucking turn people's legs into dust.
I got a thing for legs. I just say that every time I fight somebody. They
can tell you didn't think it out very much.
Or if I'm sneaking up on somebody, I fucking whisper that in their ear. I got a thing for legs.
Femur buster and the tibulator.
Together, we're fucking crazy.
That's a fucking horrifying combination.
Dude, you're telling me, bro. I have to see these guys' faces before they end their lives. You want to see terror? You tell somebody that
people into paraplegics left and right.
No, just tripleplegics. I leave the one leg so they can still crawl away. It's just the one leg.
It's the satisfaction of watching.
Because I like watching like a noodle fucking flop behind him. Jesus.
There's gotta be a line between grittiness and evil too. At some point you're just pure evil.
Is that evil?
Oh no, you're right. Just shattering people's legs and watching them crawl away while you take.
Hey, but good game though, man.
Satisfaction.
Hey, you got me this time. Classic tibulator.
I knew you'd take my femur and tibula.
He's always doing that to people.
Thought I had a chance.
You know, I told Ricky, I said, he can't get me. Guess what? I got. Classic. I give him a pat on the butt when they're slithering away, though.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, I'm not evil.
Yeah, you're right. As long as you say good game afterwards, it's not evil.
Give him a little smooch. Smooch on the cheek or something. Oh, day in the life.
Well, this was a day in the podcast, that's for sure.
This was a day in the podcast.
That's a day where we have zero preparation beforehand.
Literally to the minute.
Yeah.
Didn't even...
0 minutes of preparation, and then we just go.
Is this episode called Grit or Tibulator? The Gritulator.
I don't know. It'll definitely have something to do. It has to have something to do with grit.
It's
grit took up so much of that.
I'm fucking starving. You ready to wrap it up?
I'm all right with that. This has been the grittiest podcast episode so far, by far. From the grittiest podcast on the market these days.
You will not find another chance to subscribe to something more gritty.
You won't. This is our grittiest. We're showing you our grittiest parts. If you don't like us at our blob, you don't deserve us at our grit. Okay? And that's the truth of it. That's the grit of it. That's the way the grit gritters. On that note, bro, fucking hell yeah. It's been a pleasure as always. It's been something. Hasta la grista, baby. See you next time.